Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a eyebrow tutorial. This is probably one of the most requested videos I get from you guys, and I figured it was time to update it because the last time I did a brow tutorial was probably in like 2014 or maybe 2013. I don't know how long ago it was, but since then my brows have changed drastically. I'll show you guys in a clip somewhere how much different my brows used to look than how they are now. I feel like I've kind of nailed it in terms of trying to make them look natural yet bold but subtle and full. So if you guys like the way my brows look and want to know how to achieve these eyebrows, then do keep watching. So to start off, I am just going to brush some of this clear brow gel through my eyebrows. As you can tell, I kind of have a fuller brow already, but what I like to do is just to kind of define it a little bit more. And not only that, but I also like to just fill in some sparse areas. On the tail of my brows right here, they do seem a little sparser, which is where I tend to fill in a little more. So first I'm just going to go ahead and use the brow gel. And this is basically going to hold your eyebrows in place. I call it hairspray for your brows. And all I do is just push up the front of my brows to make them look much more natural. I feel like it just gives it a natural, like, bushy look. And then you just push the brows up, and then when you go up to the arch, kind of push down to make sure that the brows are lying flat. As you can already see, they look really full in the brows, like in the front already. They look very bushy, which is what I try to go for. This is my better brow than this brow. What I always say in every eyebrow video is that eyebrows are not twins, they're sisters. So they're not always gonna look identical. They're gonna look very similar, but they're not gonna look exactly the same. For me, I have the brow definer. If you guys already have just fuller brows and you just wanna do a little bit of filling in and you already kind of have that shape, this is very quick and easy. It's just much bigger than the Brow Wiz, which is much more precise. But I do like to use this for that reason, just to quickly fill in. I feel like it just does a really good job. But if you are someone that doesn't have much brow hair to begin with and want something to be much more precise, you're probably going to need something like this, which is a much finer point, be able to create a shape much easier, and this will pretty much guide you. Because it is so thin, it's very hard to mess up. I think that this is something, if you have very thin brows and you're really trying to create light hair strokes, this is what's gonna give you that, because it's a very fine point and you can kind of do really easy, light, wispy strokes with it. I'm going to take my brow definer. So if you're going for a much more natural brow, you want to stay away from having heavy brows on the side. My pet peeves is seeing when people have like boxed brows, or it's just like too heavy on the front. I have much darker brows on the end, whereas the front of them are much lighter, much wispier, much bushier, not as dark. So obviously I'm going to stay away from this part of my brow and mainly focus on this part of my brow. You guys, it'll all make sense at the end, just try to bear with me while I explain. I have a sparse area right here. I have this gap. So what I do is I kind of just create the shape like that, and it just easily fills that in. And then I use light strokes and just pull the tail of my brow down a little. You don't need to do long, hard strokes. Just do it very lightly. And underneath my brow right here is where I also have some sparseness. And then right up here. But wherever you just see that there's missing hairs, just go ahead and fill in it. So already it looks so natural, and I go for a much more natural brow. I'm not trying to make it look like I've drawn on my eyebrows. I feel like that's what everyone tries to not go for. But the key is just to stay away from the front of your brow. And if you do need to touch up on the front, you just have to be very delicate and just very soft. What I like to do is just follow the tops of my brows and just do quite short strokes, just like that. I just go in and fill more, and if I want, I'll just pull my brow down just a little more, and that's about it. And then just kind of fill the bottom part in a little bit, and up here just a little more. Right here, I do kind of have like this bald spot, as you can see, like if you look at the difference, this one's a little bit more full, whereas this one's a little bit more, the hairs are a little shorter. So what I like to do is just lightly, very, very, very lightly fill that in right there. When I'm working with the front of my brows, you just want to move upwards. Don't go this way, don't go downwards, go up. Because we've pushed the brow hairs up that way, we would just want to follow the direction of the hairs. This is my more difficult brow, and then this is my easier brow to fill in. So I'm just going to quickly fast forward and you guys can watch me do this. If you are trying to make them look much more like fuller in the front, bushier, which I feel like is very in right now, pull your wand this way, like in the opposite direction of what your hair, because I feel like your hairs naturally grow this way, but if you kind of pull them this way and push up, they'll look much more bushier and like natural. So I just kind of pull this way and push up. They are still full and bold, yet very subtle and natural, which is what I feel like a lot of people try to go for, but it just can be hard to achieve. It's very difficult to do your brows because you just want to get them done. They're like my least favorite thing to do, but you do kind of have to take your time and just practice and just constantly just use very light strokes. I hope you guys learned a few tips and tricks on how to achieve much more natural yet fuller brows. And if you guys do have any questions, do follow me on my social media. Please don't forget to subscribe too, you guys. That will help me so much. And thanks so much for watching. Bye.